Welcome. This is Common Ground. I'm Jason Downs. So good to have you here. We've got our special third Monday of the month going on with Glenn Terry. You know what that means? It's Glenn Terry time.
Yeehaw!
And I have a little wonky mic today because we've got a lot of guests, so bear with me. How's it sounding there, Patty?
It actually sounds pretty good right now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So welcome to Common Ground. This is a place where we can all agree on the important stuff, right? And every third Monday we talk to Glenn about what's important to him and what's important to all of us, like family. Talk about business. We talk about entrepreneurship. We talk about family. We talk about kids. We talk about family. We talk about family. It seems like it always comes back to that, right?
Around family.
Because what's most important to all of us, right?
It's family.
At the end of the day, what do we do this for more often than not? So anyhow, it's going to be another great show. So great to have you here. Here's to a great day and a great week for all of us. So without further ado, I want to hand it over to Glenn Terry. He is an expert in commercial insurance. He works with LBW Insurance right here in Santa Clarita and has for many, many years. And he is a father and he is an entrepreneur. And he's also interested in nonprofit. He's in the process of starting a nonprofit.
Right.
He has been president of the Rotary Club here, has been involved in the Rotary and volunteerism for at least 5 or 6 years that I know of. I'm sure you did plenty before then, but you've been a leader in the community since then. So anyhow, it's always a pleasure to have my friend Glenn here. He's a big hunk of love. To quote Elvis Presley, he's a hunk of burning love right here.
You're the second person that called me a hunk.
Really?
Yeah, second person that said that to me. So I appreciate that.
A hunk of burning love. I always wonder, that song cracks me up.
I don't know about burning love, but okay.
Okay, just a hunk of love.
Nice.
All right, Glenn Terry, great to have you.
Thanks, Jason. It's been it's actually too long every time in between our shows. It feels like we barely get a chance to catch up, and then all of a sudden the show hits, and we have so much to catch up on. So
you're right. It does feel like a long time.
Yeah, it does. So if anything, we could try to get in here. We're going to definitely talk about some great things. I'm excited about today's show. I want to start off, as everybody knows, at least what I've been trying to say is the first 15 minutes or so, we talk about business, and commercial insurance is my specialty in Santa Clarita Valley. Jason is correct. I've been with LBW Insurance now going on a little over 4 years, and they definitely specialize in the commercial arena, but they also do a lot of personal 401k, financial planning, group benefits. They do the whole shebang. So I've been in the industry for going on almost 22 years now. So it's been an incredible roller coaster, and but this basically time is for me to talk about. I call it more nuts than bolts because the industry kind of gets nutty. There's a lot of crazy time with businesses, with insurance, and it's not always the favorite thing to do. It's almost like going to the dentist office, and people are really not sure and insecure about what's happening in the industry and in the economy.
All the more reason why, if you have someone you trust, someone you feel comfortable with,
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Someone who is trustworthy, to take that load off your mind.
Yeah.
Because you're right, most people don't want to be dealing with it.
No, that's exactly right. So what I wanted to do today is I brought a guest with me, somebody I've actually really become really good friends and I've really got to know, really wanting to get to know a lot more. Song Cho is the owner of Sushi 661. He has an incredible story, a passion, a love for the business, the love for food.
Yes.
Because I know I'm a foodie and he's a foodie, and he's definitely an incredible person that I felt it was necessary to get his story in. So instead of going into to talk about commercial insurance, I really wanted to talk about insuring. Insuring could mean many different things. One, in the insurance industry, obviously we have insurance policies protecting businesses and so forth. But sometimes you have to insure your business to correct itself. You kind of have to make changes as the economy or things happen, like the pandemic, the COVID. Everything changed the way the restaurant business industry was going. And so Song and I were talking about it, and it was just really interesting on how he had to change, how he had to pivot and make these necessary things to keep his business going. So again, I want to introduce Song Cho. Sushi 661. He's the owner. He's got great staff. They're all passionate. The food is excellent. But I want to give the mic to him and just really ask you, Song, I mean, what did you do during COVID? I mean, you told me, but tell the listeners, what are the things that you did during this time? You know, this was a crazy time for you guys. So what was it that you did?
Hi everyone, my name is Song from Sushi 661. Thanks for having me, Glenn. First of all, when first COVID happened, that we had to shut the store down, and I was really worried about shutting the store down, and also, my head was just blank. I didn't know what to do. Should I move somewhere? Should I sell the store? But all of a sudden, you think about it, the whole world is having COVID. That's the whole problem. And also, I look at my staff. If I don't have my staff, and there's no Sushi 661, and there's no Song too. So, park my car in front of the house. I was just crying for 2 hours. What should I do? What should I do? And tomorrow, we're going to open the store, but we're not going to be busy. So I look at my daughter and my wife, and they're having a good time. They knew I was stressing. And one just popped up in my head. You know what? This is great timing to donate to a hospital for first responder, because we're going to be slow tomorrow. And it's not that I'm trying to get rid of the food. I have to order new food, and then I made all the ingredient, send it over to hospital, and they were so happy for Sushi 661 to donate to staff. And I asked them how much rolls do they want. They asked me, I was thinking approximately, like roughly 250 rolls at the most. And they asked me for 450.
Oh,
So I'm thinking in my head,
that's a lot of sushi.
that's another stress. That becomes another stress. So COVID shutdown is gone in my head. I have to make 450 roll next day
Wow.
and individually boxed. And the roll was pretty easy to make. And then we pulled it out, and we put everything in individual box, and we donated to Henry Mayo, and then we donated to Kaiser. Kaiser usually close, their lunchtime close at 1 o'clock, so I have to deliver the fish by 12. So I'm thinking, we're not gonna make 20, 50 roll in that couple of hours. Thought about poke, just cut it up, marinate the sauce, we ice packed it, we donated to Kaiser. And during those time, and our business got up a little bit by helping out from the nurses and doctors. And all my friends tells me that use Postmate or Grubhub, but they take 30% to 40% from our profit, and which is pretty bad. And I'm thinking, I'm on social media all the time. You know what? Let's just put 20% off. I want to put it on social media, give 20% off. And reason
So
why
instead of doing the
instead-
DoorDash and the Grubhub, you
yes,
just
yes.
okay,
yes.
smart.
And then customer will tip us really great too. And I get to have my guys. You know, I didn't have to let go anybody. Nobody left. We did
Wow.
have 2 voluntary left worker, but they wanted to leave. But I did keep all my full time.
So that's how that thing started out for you.
Yeah.
During the pandemic.
During the pandemic.
Have things progressively gotten better?
Yes, and then I see that everybody's home. All the kids are home. And I'm thinking the moms are cooking. You know, they're not allowed to go out and eat. They only make 2 goes. So I came up with the one great idea was make your sushi kit at home.
nice.
So I was kind of losing money, but I just want to get it by to keep my staff. So a pound of crab meat I was selling for $5.
Wow.
Including sushi rice, all the sauces, seaweed, and soy papers.
Wow.
And I had 20% off for they could order sashimi on the side so they could make their special roll. And I was selling $10 for pound of spicy tuna, ground tuna, mixed it up.
Okay.
Same thing. And that headed off. That took like skyrocket.
Nice.
And yeah, that's why how I
You
to
got
keep my
creative.
guys.
You got
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah.
And did were you working with Glenn all throughout this? I mean, was insurance something?
No.
Oh.
He's not even a client. It's
Yeah.
just, you know, this is where I mean,
This is the first time I knew he also
Yeah.
did the insurance
I never
company.
really
Oh,
approached
oh,
it.
okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's a good segue. I mean, because that's really, you know, how we meet each other. It's, eating out and get to introduce each
Yeah.
other. And my kids are definitely avid sushi eaters. I mean, financially, I don't know if that's a good thing, but definitely, you guys make it very reasonable. Actually, your costs are definitely, I think, of very competitive pricing. But
Yeah,
it was
very.
really the point that I wanted to make here is how Song ensured his business to be successful during a very hectic time. That was what was incredible about when I was hearing your story when you were
Thank
talking
you so
about
much.
it, and all the creativeness that you did to create that for your employees and for your family.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't just for you. It was
No,
not
no.
just
You
this
cannot
was-
think about
No,
yourself.
I mean you thought about all the other folks around you,
Have to.
and that was what I gravitated towards him and said you got to be on the show, and here he is.
You could be selfish, but you cannot be selfish because without
No pun intended, right? Shellfish.
yeah,
No, but
I mean
just kidding.
without my staff, without my
Where's
staff,
Bobby?
or without any customer, I don't have me. So
Yeah.
I, try
I
to
just
think much as
crashed my
possible.
car, actually.
Oh, there's
Oh,
Bobby.
there's-
Ah.
There's Bobby.
Did that joke make you crash the car?
So
I'm now at the side of the road
so
in pain.
so Song, we have Song Cho here. He owns Sushi 661, and
I've heard.
I'm so
You know what I love is that I having a marketing company working with a lot of the local businesses during COVID. It just hurt because things that they could do to stay open, but like he had said, right, the first couple of days you're just kind of crying in front of your house, don't know what to do. But I love that he's like, well, okay, how can I appeal to the people who are going to be staying at home? And I think that is an awesome idea.
Thank
A
you.
lot of people didn't have the capacity to start thinking, well, how can we still stay open? How can we still make money? And that kind of thing. So I really love his forward thinking.
Thank you so much.
This is Bobby Marqueso. He's the co-host here on Common Ground, and and since we knew we'd have a full house today, he's calling in. So so glad you could make it, Bobby. Always always a pleasure. So Song has invited us to sushi this evening.
Yes, I would love to have you.
Well, why don't we make this an opportunity? Yeah, that for maybe a certain time. I don't know what time. 6:30, 7 o'clock.
6 or 7.
So Bobby, that includes you too. We're all going to get together at Sushi 661 tonight. So
Sounds like you're driving.
sounds amazing.
So will you be back
I
in?
am driving.
Okay, back in town in
Yeah,
time.
I got back on the road. The ambulance has left.
You've sutured the blood that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was bleeding from that pun.
Well, so here's my question in regards to what Glenn just said, because I'm wondering if you found as a business owner during that crisis that the government subsidies were helping, how they were giving loans, they were giving SBAs. Would it have helped if you had better insurance during this time? Would that have made you feel better about the whole thing, or?
I haven't thought about any insurance that time because I did get help from the government. That's why I could have 20% off plus $5
Okay, so you
for pound of crab meat and selling it that way that I could just.
so you were able to take advantage
Yeah,
of those
yes,
programs.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
awesome.
yes,
The PPP and
yes.
okay, nice.
Yes.
And that's worked out well for
That
you?
worked out very well for me, and then that's how I kept all my guys, and I didn't want anybody to leave, and they were actually working on the schedule to take time off each other. As soon as I saw that this
Wow.
guy is worried about me, I
Wow.
said, "Don't worry, I'll make it somehow. Just give me a few days. I'll make some ideal just in case we get rushed busy.
Yeah.
Let's just get going on."
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the employees, I mean,
I have incredible employees.
you do have some really
Yeah.
good employees. Brandon was my sushi guy
Yes,
for
yeah,
a
he's
while.
working right now. So
I was going to
that's
say,
what- that's what
he's
you
still
can
there, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
but no, Brandon's just a really great guy, and my son being Brandon, they hit it off really quick, and they kind of got to know what my son Brandon likes to eat, and but just again, he's just the employees, you can see they love their job,
Yes, yes.
and they really want to work hard to provide for the people in the community, and they do put out a really nice quality in the sense of their fish and their food, and they're creative. I think a lot of that comes from you, Song, is that they're seeing a leader, a boss, a business owner, who has a passion to care, to give back.
And also with the PPP, and I had a feeling that the labor cost is going to go up. So when I got the PPP, I always raised all my employees of their salaries
Wow.
or the hourly pays. So
I think Glenn's right on this one. I think it's top down. You know what I mean? If you've got someone of quality leading a business,
yes.
and you've got good people on top of
Oh my
that,
God, I have great people.
then you've got a formula for success.
Great, thank you.
So let's take a break right now. We're talking to Song Cho, owner of Sushi 661. We got Bobby on the road, on the phone. We got Glenn Terry, because today is the third Monday of the month. That means it's Glenn Terry time here on Common Ground, KHTS 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
When was the last time you had a business insurance checkup? That long, eh? It's most likely Glenn Terry time for you and your business. Glenn Terry has been a Santa Clarita resident since 1980 and has deep roots in the community. 22 years in the insurance industry, a trusted commercial insurance specialist with LBW, licensed in 50 states. There's nobody I'd trust more. Call Glenn Terry today and set up your free business insurance checkup at 661-702-6005. Glenn Terry sticks to the mission, not the co-mission. Yeehaw!
Starting July 1st, the Biden administration approved new stimulus funding for small business. Small businesses who are in areas of the country, such as, say, Santa Clarita, where government orders affected business operations, they're able to have their payroll reimbursed under the American Rescue Plan, similar to how they were under PPP. There are also guaranteed funds for any business who started operating during the COVID-19 pandemic. To find out more, visit hometownstation.com/stimulus.
When you hire a CPA firm, you want a firm that can offer personal services and advice from experienced partner CPAs who provide timely and effective services. You need a firm that has decades of experience using new and developing technology to not only help you improve your processes and bottom line, but also to keep your accounting and tax return bills from going out of control. You need a firm that can help you negotiate the difficulties of the economy, cash flow issues, internal controls, fraud prevention and detection, and much more. Denny & Company, LLP. CPAs that make life less taxing. Call 286-8860. 286-8860.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. This is Common Ground. I'm Jason Downs. We got Bobby Marqueso on the road today, and it's Glenn Terry time in the studio, which means Glenn Terry's here to talk about business, talk about family, talk about nonprofits, talk about entrepreneurship. It is 1:27. Today's Monday. Hey, Bobby, what's the temperature where you are? I miss you. You always
Extremely hot.
Well, I'm going through different cities. It's 77. Hang on.
Oh.
76
Oh.
and 79.
Oh.
So yeah,
Oh.
I'm really traveling fast.
Nice.
I guess so. Yeah, that's what Patty was like. Wow, he's so fast. But those are low temperatures for you. You're usually telling us it's 99. It's 101.
Oh.
So you must be really
great,
happy
isn't it?
today. You must be really happy.
I'm very happy. I'm so
sounds-
happy.
Sounds like beach weather. I don't know. That's something going on we're missing here.
Sounds like he might be, yeah, he might be on the beach going from like, what's the temperature on the sand? What's the temperature in the surf? What? All right. Well, we're here talking to Song Cho. He's the owner of Sushi 661. It is Glenn Terry time, as I said. So let's hand it back over to him. What's next on your mind today, Mr. Terry?
All right. Well, hey, thanks, Jason. Bobby, great to have you as well. I'm always, it's always great to have you on, and even on the road, you always bring in the light and the happiness and the fun, and I do appreciate it. So with that, I definitely want to take this time of the show is about family. It's about friends. It's about what we do in our community, but more importantly, right now, it's about our family and kids, and what we're trying to do to kind of pivot ourselves about business. And we're normal human beings, but there is something special about trying to balance that life between entrepreneur and family, and just keeping it all together. And gosh, I could tell you how many times I didn't keep it together. There's lots of those moments where you feel you just got overwhelmed, and there's a lot going on. And I'll share something in just a little bit about mine, but I wanted to let Song have a chance because I know he has a daughter, 11 years old.
Yes.
Him and I did also touch on that because my kids go to the sushi bar, and we talked about his daughter, and things that are going on in his life. And so what's going on in your life over there?
My daughter name is Natalie Cho. She goes to Legacy Academy, and she go to Dance Studio One Academy. And she knows that Daddy have a lot of passion on the food. So during the pandemic, she helped me to film to how to make the sushi roll together.
Nice.
And we'll post it on the Facebook. And then whatever leftover food that we had, we would bring up some idea. And then she made a couple of rolls for her name called Natalie Roll.
Oh, wow.
And she loved the crunch garlic that goes on the salmon. So a lot of kids love salmon. So she had an idea to put the crunch garlic on the salmon. That I copied it from Katsuya Sushi. The chef were using that on the so I copied it. I brought it home. Do you like it or not? Do you like it or not? You think kids gonna like it? She's like, yes, Daddy. So I start serving that.
Nice.
She's the only child, so she gets lonely or she gets get hurt by her friends. Probably not a bully way, but I always told my baby, you know what? If you have a friend that they don't bully you, the kids have those ages that you could have this group, you could have the next group, you could have this group. Everybody your friend. Just don't get involved with the drama, I guess, or get involved with stories.
Right.
No negative stories. Always be positive. Always smile to them. Always help each other out.
Well, it sounds like you really instill to be her own self, to
Yes.
be who she is.
Yeah.
I mean, she's obviously coming in with some of her own creative ideas, and you being a dad. I mean, some dads are like, nope, I got it. I'm doing my own thing. But in your case, you're like, no, I love the
You
idea.
involved her. You involved her in your
involved with
business.
the business.
Because I have to have. She's staying home by herself, and then she's the only child. A lot of people have a sibling they could play a game with, and I look at my daughter. You know what, Natalie? What should I do? How should I make a roll? How should I make it a little funner?
Yeah.
To post it on Facebook so that people are staying home.
See, that's great because you're teaching her that you respect her opinion and
Yes.
that you value her input. I mean, I think that's such a great way to keep them involved. So, does your wife work side by side with you at the
She's
the
helping
restaurant?
me with the financially.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
She does payroll.
So, what would you say the difference between? I'm not trying to hijack here. I'm just
No,
curious.
you're good.
I'm curious. What is the difference between parenting in Japan? Your culture that you were brought up in.
He's Korean.
I'm Korean, sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We're talking sushi here. I'm so ignorant. I assumed we're talking
Assumptions
sushi.
can definitely be, but this is why we call this show pretty. It's
The ignorant
Yeah.
white.
the cusp.
This is the ignorant white dude show.
No.
Wow.
Wow.
Racist.
He's digging his trench even deeper. All right.
Oh, I was talking about me that time, so it's
So-
perfectly fine. So forgive me, Korean.
Hashtag
So
cancel.
you're obviously coming up in a Korean culture. How is it different parenting
Well,
wise?
actually, I haven't lived in Korea for a long time, but I did live in America for longer than in Korea.
Okay.
I'm American, Korean.
Well, still, it's an influence on
actually,
you, right?
It's more the Asian culture is more all about the economy. I mean the studying, being the school, getting good grades, being perfect.
Yeah.
And also, as a parent, I wish my daughter gets good grades. She does, but I think most important thing is just being friends with her.
Right.
Just be with her, listen to her thoughts, and gotta explain to her in a good way to what's wrong, what's good,
Right.
and what's better, and show her the way,
No, I love it.
not like certain way.
No, I love the fact that you're allowing.
I'm too open with her.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
there's too open.
Yeah.
Honestly, Song. I mean, I think you lead by your example very much, as an entrepreneur and a father. And you're a great parent. It sounds like. And I mean, I haven't met Nellie, but I can tell that obviously you're guiding her in the right way, and it sounds like great things that she's coming up with, and these are challenging times. I mean, let's face it, we're all challenged with everything that's going on in the world, and so I think it's great that she has a father that can listen and
Thank you.
and also communicate in the way you're doing. So, but there's something else that you mentioned to me, and this is kind of I think stems from all of us. We're all kind of have this in some way or another we have in common. But you have a parent, your mom, right? Your mom's still here, and
Yes.
you were just sharing with me about her story. And I thought that was pretty cool because you're learning a lot of this. Probably a lot of it might come from where your mom is kind of shared with you.
Well, just being with her she was just helping out people.
Yeah.
Just she cooks tons of it at home. I'm like, we're not gonna eat all that. We're not gonna eat all
Does
that.
anybody have a mom like that? They just cook so much food
Yeah.
that's good to feed an army.
And she'll pack each boxes and she'll share with the neighbors and friends.
Nice.
And my mom does living in the senior apartment in Granada Hills, and then behind her apartment there's the care living. So before COVID, she used to cook for them 3 times a week. So whatever I give her money to spend and little bit of fish that we have in our store, she'll ask me to bring it by, and she'll cook for three ladies that are
Nice.
Korean, cannot eat Korean food in the health living, or their family doesn't visit them ever at all.
Wow.
So she's been doing that. After COVID, she's not allowed to be in there, so now she's kind of bored. And she came to my house yesterday. She cooked a lot again. Yeah.
But that's again. I mean, just you're surrounded around it. I mean, your mom's obviously an example of what you're learning from her, and your daughter's learning from you, and I'm sure your wife with the finances. And
She's having a hard time because she's not a good cooker, but
okay, but she's probably really good with money. We're gonna let that one stand.
okay.
But there's a value.
Oh
I'm
my
sure.
God, it's getting hot in here.
We like to put our feet in our mouth
Oh my
on this
God.
show as much as possible.
I'm so sweating right now.
It go up about 20 degrees. It's not 79 degrees anymore.
I feel like
It's
it's 99 degrees.
Yeah, Bobby, what's the temperature now?
I think, did the station go out? Because everything just went silent for
we blew out the.
Glenn, why don't you tell us your story as a?
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and guess your nationality now, because.
Well, you probably. I don't know if you know it. Do you know it?
Okay, you do want me to guess?
Sure. Go ahead. It's in that guessing
hashtag
mode.
cancel Jason down.
Yeah, I'm just walking into I'm just walking into one after another here.
As long as we're at night.
Maybe he's Japanese. Jason,
I might
why
have
don't
some.
you
You never know.
I think we
I'll
are
just give it out. So I'm
Labels.
Lebanese Irish. So
Lebanese
wow.
Irish. Okay, all right, nice.
Patty's Irish. I know. He's like, yeah.
Lebanese Irish. All right. So tell us your story.
So yeah, I wanted to share again. It's just one of those, and again, this is like end of the world stuff. I mean, we're like having a great weekend. Things are going great. I'm getting ready to have my son. I'm driving him out to Phoenix, Arizona for college, Grand Canyon University coming up in September. And man, he just had an episode. He had one of those moments. It's just, I was just kind of watching what he's doing on a daily basis, what's going on, and I'm going through paperwork and trying to catch up with him on some of the stuff from college. And I see this letter from Grand Canyon, and it says, welcome to the GCU esports team, and you're on the team and all that great stuff. And so I'm thinking like, oh, he needs to sign this form and I got to sign this form. And so I got to talking to him, and, and it was just an emotional moment. So apparently he just hasn't told me. But he said that he missed the esports tryouts. And not only that, I think it was kind of in his heart that he felt right now that it was going to be just a little bit too much, overwhelming. He's kind of nervous on the academic side to make sure he does well there first. And so I didn't know this. I mean, I'm pumped up for him to do some type of activity in sports and club, and going around telling everybody about how he did it and how he applied for all the colleges, and he got a scholarship from one of the colleges for $12,000 for esports.
Wow.
So he did all this, and it was incredible how he did it.
Wow.
And,
Congratulations.
yeah, I mean, it was really great. And this is part of the thing that he just chose the course of going down. I thought he was just going on it, but it turns out he's not. And so, Dad turns in like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you still doing the computer stuff? I thought you were going to be doing esports. That's why I've been letting you do it all day, like practicing and training. And I thought he was doing some of this. And it turns out to be that he's not going to be doing that. And he took it pretty hard, and he got pretty emotional. He feels pretty bad. He said some things that he felt really to heart, where he was in his life right now. And so I had to take a few moments, and it was interesting. I wasn't ready to talk to him again right after that, but my daughter came knocking on the door, and guess what she told me? She says, when are you going to talk to Brandon? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, he needs to be talked to. You can't leave him like this.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. My daughter just told
Oh
me,
my God.
like, what I would normally do. This is what I would do. It's time, So I went and had a talk with him, and, I love my kids. You guys know that. I mean, you know that, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had to have that talk with my son, and I've been working on some stuff, and I do feel like there is some ways to overcome some of these fears, and there's stuff going on. He's got a lot of emotions going on. He's going to go into college, and his biggest fear is that he's had a lot of help because he has this disability. That's been kind of something that he feels that he's been helped a lot, and there's been people there to support him. So now going off to college, he feels there's not going to be the support systems there. But there's support systems. It's just not as much if you would get it through high school and stuff like that.
And they're
so
unfamiliar.
that's a fear for him. He's afraid of that, and I get it. I mean, that's something completely new where he's going to be on his own trying to.
I think he's
do
going to
this.
make it really well.
I believe so too.
I think he's going to make it really well.
Yeah.
He's a very good kid.
Yeah.
Very outgoing. Very, very, very caring.
You saw it in him, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Very caring.
And there's a little bit of that, nudging them out of the nest kind of thing,
Yeah,
and letting them fall for a second and then fly, which is the hardest moment, I think, for all of us, and we've all had those moments. But yeah, no, I hear you, man, and it's handy to have a wise woman around, where no matter what age they are, no matter what age, it's handy to have a wise woman around to nudge us in the right direction.
She's incredible, man. I gotta say, she's another one that I'm excited about. And I kind of told this story just a little bit ago, and I don't know how much time we have until the next commercial, but how are we doing?
Patty's gonna give you.
You were good. All right. So I'll go into this. So let me just tell you about what happened with my daughter. So she had one fall softball league that she played back 2-3 years ago at Weymouth Hart, and she really had a passion to play softball. And I'm like, wow, okay, where'd this come from? It's just all of a sudden she wants to do it, and so we did it. And I'm not into there's just a lot of politics and things that go on. Parents get involved. A lot of coaches get really crazy and serious in it. And trust me, I come from many years of baseball.
Yeah, you were in baseball for
Yeah, so I mean, I get it, but I just didn't know I had to do this with my own baby, my own kid. That I'm gonna have to go through this craziness. So she didn't play the next year. I didn't, put the effort out. But then COVID hit. We were gonna look at signing up again. Didn't happen. And then all of a sudden, she's going into high school, Hart High. Along. I mean, I'm thinking high school. She comes up to me and says she wants to play softball, and I'm like, wow. She played one fall ball, one season, not even it's not even really considered a full season. But she's really good at it. She does try. She tries hard, but she's definitely needs all the fundamentals. She's never had the training. And what I love about it is they had a 2-day tryout, and I felt really bad because, some of the girls, they left, and, there was a lot of emotions going on, and when they didn't make the team and stuff. So first day, she didn't make it, and they told her, we want to see you come back out the next day. So I told her, I said, you know what that means? And she says, yeah, I think so. And I said, all right, well, you're on the cutoff. This is it. You hungry? Do you want this? And she's like, yes, Dad. I'm like, really? Is that what you want to say? Yes, Dad. Just, you want to be, you run to every spot. You are hungry. You do everything you can to make yourself visible to the coaches, and you have a great attitude. Yes, coach, no coach, whatever it is, just outshine, outrun, outdo everything. And that day is going to be the day that you want to work extra special hard at it. But there's going to be many other days just like that. So she did it in the second day, and the coaches picked her to stay on the team.
Good for her.
So she made the team, and I was like, wow, holy smokes. She made the high school team at Hart. And I don't know where that's going to lead. I don't know. I mean, she's got a long ways to go. But she did tell me at the end of that too. She says, "I told you, Dad." So she's incredible. It is kind of cool. And my son, like I said, no discredit. Everything is wonderful. My kids are doing great, and my son's got a lot to go through with college, and I think this is going to be a great training ground for him. And so super excited, but I wanted to share that. And
Well, so how did it end with your son, though? I mean, were you able
on a
to...
great, I think we're on a good note. He's going to just keep doing what he's got to do. He's got to focus on it. I gave him some of these things that I'm talking about, which is kind of the 3 R's. Recognize your situation. Recognize what's going on. Recognize what's happening in your heart, your mind. If you're stressed, you're frustrated, okay, stop. And I told you this before, Jason. It's about, the seconds that go by. And you got to sometimes take a stop and breathe and realize these seconds are so important. So I felt like for him, he was just overwhelmed, too much going on. So I said, first, recognize the problem. Second, then you need to refocus. Refocus on whatever it is that's going to make you, that stops you in your tracks, makes you to get engaged.
Yes.
It's for me, I've been doing a lot of going to the church, getting tied back into my religion, God, Jesus, whatever it may take for me. It helps me just stop and re-recognize myself and where I'm at and what direction I'm going. And so from there, once I've got myself under, that recognition, I'm refocused, and I just know in my mind, I'm going to have to repeat this. This isn't something I just do once. This is a lifetime commitment. So, and I told him, just practice the 3 R's, and I just came up with it, just recently been doing this, trying to put it towards the nonprofit that I'm working on, because it's all about prevention. It's about preventing people from going through emotions and stress and depression. And we need that, but we also need just as much on the positive side, and to refocus your energy towards, some of the, positive things that you're doing.
Yes.
So I just had him rechannel those thoughts to like how good you're doing, what you're doing, where you've been. I mean, he got great grades. His academics are excellent, and, scholarships, and, so a lot to be proud of.
Yes.
So, and the fact that he got invited to be at GCU, Grand Canyon University is a great school. And on Sunday, I couldn't tell you how many people stopped us and said, because I wore a hat at GCU, and they're like, "Oh, what a great school! I went there." And
Oh, wow.
So it was really cool just to know that he's going off to a really good school like that.
So does Song get to stay with us a little bit longer, or are we...
Yeah, no, I want to actually go into the other part of our show. Will be into some of the things that we do in our community about giving back.
Oh.
Your business was one thing.
You're right. That's
Giving
But
back.
I want to really talk about there's something that's really passionate that I know Song went through, and he dove into. I'm going to wait to let him share that, and but that'll
All
be our
right,
last
well,
part.
stay with us right here on Common Ground. We got Bobby Marqueso, our weatherman, on the road. We're here in the studio with Glenn Terry and Song Cho, owner of Sushi 661. Stay with us right here on KHTS 98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Gavin Newsom is the most arrogant governor the state has ever seen. He's imposed some of the most restricted COVID mandates than any other state in the country, and yet California is no safer than any other state. I'm Arif Halaby, owner of Total Financial Solutions. We've been assisting Southern California residents with their financial goals for over 25 years. Under Newsom, my friends, neighbors have lost their jobs and their businesses. Our kids have lost a full year of in-school education and will now be forced to wear uncomfortable, restrictive masks. This is all in defiance to the very science Newsom and his cohorts pledged to follow. COVID restrictions, a spike in crime, and a homeless crisis are all blamed on Newsom's policies. More than 1,900 people a day have left the state of California. Enough is enough. It's time for a change. On September 14th, I urge you to vote to recall Governor Gavin Newsom. We support replacing him with Larry Elder, not a politician, but a leader with sensible solutions. So let's fix California. Vote for Larry Elder. Visit electelder.com. That's electelder.com.
It's a hit. Audiences are loving the hilarious Sweet Surrender, playing now through August 15th at the Canyon Theater Guild. This love letter to the classic farces of the 30s and 40s has it all. Hollywood divas, hapless bellhops, scheming fans, mistaken identities, double entendres, and a lapdog named Mr. Boodles. Don't miss this super fun comedy. For tickets, call 661-799-2702 or visit canyontheater.org.
No words can describe the power of belonging to a group of close friends or being part of a family. Insight Treatment Center was founded more than 20 years ago to give teenagers a community of friends and family as they overcome issues like depression, anxiety, and trauma. The new Santa Clarita location is a COVID-secure environment where distance and good airflow are a priority. As a leader in providing intensive outpatient treatment to teenagers, Insight Treatment Center in Santa Clarita is here to help. Call 888-295-9995 or go online to insighttreatment.com.
I listen to it all day, every day.
Hometown, your hometown station.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Still love that song. This is Common Ground. I'm Jason Downs. We got Bobby Marqueso on the road. What's the temperature where you are now, Bobby?
It is 77 beautiful degrees outside. Thank you so much, Jason.
Bobby's on the road today, so we're
giving him weatherman duties.
We get to harangue him
I see that.
from a distance.
Weatherman. Now I'm the weatherman. Okay. I got you. That's cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's cool.
All right. So it's the third Monday of the month, which means it's Glenn Terry time. We've got Glenn Terry here in the studio. He is an expert commercial insurance guy. What's the official title?
Account executive.
Okay. Account executive. And he is also...
Account executive, I get weatherman.
I thought weathermen, had it all. Aren't they the happiest guys on the planet?
Whatever, man.
You're the yes man. You're yes man.
Whatever, dude. Actually, I know the happiest man on the planet. His name is Song Cho, and he's the owner of Sushi 661. He's also here in the studio. So Glenn, what's on your mind for the last segment here of the show?
Yeah, so let's just dive right into it. So this last part is really something that's close to my heart, and it kind of falls into the nonprofit side. It's about what we do in the service of our community, if it's through nonprofits or if it's religious based or whatever, So to me, as Jason has talked on different shows, all the value that I try to do in the community about giving back and service and providing, So this show is really, I want this to be about the folks that I meet, like Song, meeting him through the sushi bar and getting to know his story and his family more, and just kind of bringing these guests like Song onto the show and just highlight the special things that you guys are doing. So there's something that definitely I wanted to let Song take the time to talk about, and so I'm gonna let him open this up with there's some things that happened in his life that were really challenging before all this became a reality to him, and probably even before family. Yes. I'm assuming, but it's how he's gone from that to now how he's serving others, and I'm going to let him take it from there.
Yes. At the moment, I was in the rock bottom of myself using illegal substance for a while and relapsing. And then after
How old were you when?
I was what, 22, 23. Then relapsed again when I was 30. And then that hit me in the real hard rock bottom. Then my dad passed away. Then I met my wife, and then I told her everything about me. Everything about me. This is what I did. This is what I used to do. I keep relapsing. And she asked me, "Can you promise me not to do it again?" I said, "Yes." I promise you that, and plus, I promise you, make your life better, living better, in a better place. So that helped me. My wife helped me a lot. She always behind me, and that's why.
And
I
did
think-
you stay true to that promise?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And
Wow.
then also,
See there again. It takes a wise woman.
I was gonna say, Jason, you got a plus one on that one. Woo! Ding ding ding
Yeah.
ding. That's good job.
I made up for my.
also, I was when I owned Mr. Sushi. I was the first owner of a Mr. Sushi, and I was making sushi and being a chef. And I look at the time, it was like 10 minutes before last call, and this guy just walked in and sat down, all torn up, look all tired. I'm like, oh my god, dude, I want to go home. But like serving sushi, his name is Chef Adam. I don't know if he still works for LA Kitchen or not. He's the one who offered me to teach a culinary school at the rehab program. And I'm like, what day? Thursday. The Thursday is only one day off I have. So I'm like, no.
Wow.
The last thing I want to
Incredible.
do is teach someone. And I went to LA, and then they were sharing a kitchen in this hospital on Temple and Alvarado. I forgot the name of the hospital. And I walk inside the kitchen. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to teach here. There's no way. Please don't. Get off my name list, please. Went back home. Went there next week. I said, okay, I'll do it. And then I told, and Adam told me, you know what, Song, this is nonprofit, company, so you're not gonna get paid at all. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't gonna get paid at all. I knew it first, but don't worry about it. And after I saw your student, and then I see they're making self better, try to make them feel better. So I said, that's why I said I'm in. And then first thing I told class, this is how I was. I spoke like 15 minutes. This is how I was. This is how I am now. I'm the owner now. Most hottest place, sushi bar, that I own, SCV. And you can do it. If you need my help, call me. But don't go back. And I felt good. And then my daughter was there, and she saw us demo instructing, and then she saw all the graduations and ceremony, and I feel good. Yeah.
So you were able to help a lot
I was
of people
able
in
to-
in recovery.
I don't mind helping, but I don't like the using you. I don't mind helping. I don't mind
I think it's
working.
about you trying to share your story along with like, let me show you how to fix it.
Yeah.
It's a responsibility.
Yes.
But you're doing it you're like even with your employees, you have that mental mindset.
When I interview my employee, all I need is just their personality. That's it. You're able to fix stuff, or you can move on. Don't be negative. People make mistake. I don't yell at you making a mistake. Just fix it.
So do you think that because you were in recovery yourself and hit rock bottom at one point in your life, do you think that has really made the difference as far as being a manager of people, being an owner of a business?
I give too much trust. I give too. People say I give too long time of people to be handle it, but that helped. Yeah, that kind of helped.
Well, it sounds like you're just very patient with people.
You have
right?
to.
You're
In
very
your
patient.
head, in your mind, you're just going off. But you still have to. You can't trust them. Believe me, you cannot trust them. But you have to love them. You have to love them.
Okay, so maybe that's the difference, because we were talking about in the break how you find that balance, and how we teach our kids to be loving people.
Yes.
But I think you just hit on it. The balance to that is that you don't necessarily trust them.
Yes.
You're loving toward them, and you are open to growing with them and expecting the best from them, but you don't trust them. So how does that?
You cannot really 100% trust them. You do trust.
I think trust comes later as you build that time.
It's earned.
Yes,
it's
earned.
earned.
It's
Yes.
time that's
Yes.
given to it.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
So maybe that's the way to say it.
Yeah, I think
Well,
that's perfect.
I know time's going to be coming up here soon, but I know a song that I don't want to dull down the whole use of drugs and I mean, I was pretty fortunate. I definitely stuck to my ground to not be involved with drugs, and I was definitely around it. Sports especially brought it out, and there was just too many times that I know that I could have easily fallen into it. But that's a challenging time, man.
Oh my
that's
God.
like hectic, and things that you were going through to try to get yourself out of it. So what's your, I guess, encouragement to people if they're in that situation? Is there any words or something you would say, or how do you try to help somebody that's maybe thinking about that right now?
Gosh, just stay off of it. That's all I could say.
Find a wise woman to.
Yeah, that
to
too.
help.
But there's always just cut off all your friends. Just be by yourself and think about it.
Oh wow.
But it's hard. It's gonna be hard. You have to hit rock bottom. You have to hit rock bottom to stay off of it, or don't even touch it. Don't even around it.
All right. Thank you, Song. How do you say thank you in Korean?
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Yes.
Nice.
How do you say it in Japanese?
Arigato.
There you
Come
go.
on. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Once again. Forgive yet another stupid white guy. This has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much. This is Song Cho, owner of Sushi 661. It's Glenn Terry time every third Monday. Glenn Terry, he is an expert commercial insurance guy, account executive at LBW Insurance. Call him at 661-702-6005. 661-702-6005.
I want to say thanks, Song. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, guys.
You're
Thanks
awesome.
for having me.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. And to everyone.
And the weather guy.
And the weather guy, Bobby Marqueso.
My God.
Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and stay optimistic.